This video goes with Kittel and Hoffer Introduction to Biblical Hebrew Lesson 22. We'll be focusing on feminine nouns as well as the use of asher. Here's our sentence for this lesson. Let's pronounce. Lo tikach livni mibnot haknaani asher anochi yoshev be'artzo. Lo tikach livni mibnot haknaani asher anochi yoshev be'artzo. Alright, so let's start by identifying some words that we can get at relatively easily. The first word, lo, of course this means not. We can also parse our verb here, tikach. In determining the root, notice that we have a dagesh in the root radical here. But we also have a prefix with a hirek under it. So we hopefully recognize this as our root lakach, which acts like a first nun. The hirek under the prefix suggests that we are looking at a kal prefix and either third feminine singular or two masculine singular with no special features. So we would translate either you will take or she will take. Okay, so let's put those in line, and then let's look at ha-kanaani. Here we recognize our phrase, hopefully, kanaan, which means Canaan. We also have hey patak double, so the Canaan. And here at the end of the word where the arrow is pointing, we see a hirek yod hanging off the end. Now we've seen this meaning other things previously, but when it is attached to a place name, it tends to be a gentilic. That is, it indicates a people group belonging to that place. So Canaan, Kanaan. Canaanite, Kanaani. So this is ha-Kanaani, is the Canaanite. Here is asher, which we know as who, which, or that. Here is anochi, of course meaning I. So we can put those in place. And now we are getting down to just the last few words. So here we have be'artzo. You should recognize be'artzo as be plus eretz plus o, which adds up to be'artzo. Notice how this patach here is asserts itself from the Proto-Semitic. We have a seglet eretz, which would have been artsu in Proto-Semitic, and so it has reasserted its original vowel. So be'artzo, in his land. Here we have another compound word, livni. Hopefully we can recognize this as le plus ven plus e. If we add those together, we would get levni with our two shvals in a row, and so the first one will resolve itself. So livni is le ven e, which means to my son, or in this case, for my son. Now we can parse the verb form here, yoshev. Here we have our classic OA vowel pattern, which is indicative of the kal active participle of all roots. This root is simply yashav, and participle has gender and number, so masculine singular, yoshev. And special features, there are none. So this, yoshev, means is dwelling or something like that. Now we come to mi venot. In order to recognize what's going on here, we need to do a little work. first of all, we can recognize mi v'not as being a compound word. Here we have a mim plus a hirek and then a dagesh in the following letter. Typically, this is going to mean what we have is min plus benot. So, here we have from min and benot, but we don't yet know what benot means. In order to translate benot, we need to spend a few minutes talking about noun forms. So here is a noun, a masculine noun, davar. Notice no ending there. If we want to make davar plural, we add an im ending, devarim. Notice how the first vowel reduces. Im ending. Now, if we want to take a feminine noun, so tzedakah, which means righteousness, the ah here at the end is indicating that this noun is feminine. There is also a masculine form of this noun, which is tzedek, a segalit, but nouns ending in ah are feminine. So tzedakah is a feminine noun. If we want to make it plural, then we add this ot ending. So tzedakah, singular, tzedakot, plural. So let's look at our noun endings. The masculine singular noun has no ending, no affix. The plural adds an im to the end of the noun. The feminine ends in ah in the singular and ot in the plural. Now, we also have construct form. It's been a long time since we looked at construct form. So here are masculine nouns in the construct. If our singular absolute is davar, then our singular construct form will be devar. Remember that what's happening here is all of the vowels are reducing as far as possible. So the pretonic comments will reduce all the way to a vocal schwa, and the comments in the final syllable will reduce to a patach. Now, in the plural, devarim, the construct form is divrei. First of all, the im ending changes to this a ending, and then our vowels reduce as far as they can reduce. So what's happened is this comments has reduced here a silent schwa, which has caused this, what was a silent schwa, to resolve to a hirek. So devarim to divrei. Okay, now we can look at our feminine forms. So let's take our example noun, tzedakah. When we go to the construct form, what we end up with is tzidkat. Now this looks fairly different, but actually it's fairly easily accounted for. So the first thing that happens is our hey at the end of the word becomes a tav. Now the reason for that is that heys do not like to be in the middle of words. And so when we put our absolute noun into construct, it essentially becomes part of a chain of words. And so the hey then becomes a tav. So first change is hey to tav. Now all that's happening is our vowels are reducing as far as they can reduce, just like in the masculine form. So the comments reduces to patach here. Then the comments under the dalet reduces to shva, which causes the shva under the tzadeh to resolve to a hirek. So tzedakah becomes tzidkat. Now we can look at our plural form. So plural form, tzedakot. When we go into the construct form, we get this, tzidkot. Now all that's happened here is our ot ending has stayed the same. There's nothing that can reduce or change about that. Then our comments under the dalet has reduced again to a shva, which has again caused our hirek to appear as a resolution of the two shvas next to each other, two vocal shvas next to each other. So these are the forms of the noun, masculine and feminine in construct form. The masculine noun, davar, plural devarim, feminine noun, absolute tzedakah and tzedakot. In the construct form, just reduction of the vowels becomes masculine singular devar and plural divrei, feminine singular tzidkat and plural tzidkot. Alright, so now we can come back to benot. We still don't exactly have this right because this is an irregular. So what we're looking at here is the word benot is an irregular plural from bat. So bat means daughter. Benot, you can see the plural there, but the root is awkward. So benot means daughters. So our whole expression, mi benot, means from the daughters of. It could actually just mean from the daughters. You can't distinguish the construct form from the absolute form, but this one is in construct with ha-kinaani. Alright, so if we put everything together, it's a little bit messy up top, but lo tikach livni mi benot ha-kinaani asher anochi yoshev be'artzo. Now, a little bit of a wooden translation would be, you shall not take lo tikach, and if you know the story, this is about finding a wife. So, you shall not take a wife, livni, for my son, mi benot, from the daughters of ha-Kanaani, the Canaanite. And then, asher anochi yoshev be'artzo, woodenly, who I am living in his land. If we want to smooth this out into better English, you shall not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanite, in whose land I am living. Okay, the last thing for today's lesson is to look at some uses of asher. We have learned that asher is the relative pronoun, who, which, that, or where. It has a wide range of usages, though it can still be translated as who, which, that, or where most of the time. So, some more specific uses of asher. One, it can be the subject of a verb. So here we have Vayera ba'enei Adonai asher asa. Here you see our asher next to asa. So, and what he did was evil in the eyes of the Lord. Literally, if we follow Hebrew word order, and it was evil in the eyes of the Lord, what he did. But asher is the subject of the verb asa. The relative pronoun asher can also function as a direct object of a sentence, and it can do so with or without et. So, asiti et asher debarti lach. Here we see asher functioning as a direct object following et. I have done what I spoke to you. Here without et, asher ahavta, whom I love. Third, asher can be the object of a preposition. So, ki el asher telechi elech. Here you see asher attached to the preposition el, to or into. Surely I will go to where you will go. Or in Hebrew word order, surely to where you will go, I will go. Here again, uva asher lo chafatzti bachartem. Here we have an attached preposition, ba'asher, meaning in which. So you chose that in which I did not delight. Literally in Hebrew, and in what I did not delight you chose. Here's another with men. U'me'asher la'avinu asa et kol hakavod zeh. Here we see me'asher, which is min asher. So, and from that which was our father's, he has gotten all his glory. U'me'asher, and from, literally, and from what la'avinu, our fathers, asa, he has made, et kol hakavod hazeh, all this glory. Fourth, expressing a relative relationship. So, ha-tzon asher la'avinu, the flock which was her father's. Finally, asher can occur in compound phrases. So, ken ta'aseh ka'asher debarta, thus you will do, according to what, ka'asher, according to what you spoke. Or again, ad asher tamu la'avor et hayardain. Ad asher, until when they had finished crossing the Jordan. Now in English we don't need the asher there. We can just say until they had finished. But Hebrew needs the particle, the asher there, ad asher, until the time that, until when they had finished crossing the Jordan. So, normally if you just look at asher and translate it as who, that, which, where, or sometimes when, then you can work out the grammar. But these examples of how it is used may be helpful in your translation. If you want more information on these, then check Biblical Hebrew, Kittel and Hoffer, pages 122 to 123. And I will see you next time.